quindi siamo di nuovo qui su un nuovo episodio su Gothic 2. Allora, nello scorso episodio ci eravamo lasciati che avevamo fatto un po' il giro del porto di sera sperando di trovare qualcosa, non abbiamo trovato niente, oltre che la famosa nave, che porco Giuda stavo già sbagliando via. Non ci dobbiamo avvicinare a quello là, se no comincia a parlare a darci fastidio. È normalissimo cittadino. Dobbiamo parlare con Larax e dirgli il fatto dei maghi.
Hey, you!
Mi manda
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him.
Okay.
Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
Vatras mi ha detto questo ornamento per te, ho bisogno, a proposito di quelle persone scomparse, ha detto che rapporti hai con Vatras?
So what's your business with Vatras?
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get us into trouble.
You're talking about the Ring of Water?
You've heard of it?
Vatras told me about it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
Ho bisogno del tuo aiuto a proposito di quelle persone. Parlami ancora della nuova.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
The ring is to the water mages what the paladins are to the fire magicians.
You don't say.
But, unlike the paladins, we operate in the background. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Kormaris. But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water.
Really?
So keep this to yourself.
Sure.
If I hadn't seen it with my
Vuoi unirmi all'anello
I want to
dell'acqua?
join the Ring of Water.
That's fine with me. But the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
I don't believe that.
Che cosa hai fatto per far colpo sui maghi dell'acqua?
What did you do to impress the water mages?
I protected them for a long time when we were still living with the barrier.
Giustamente.
And they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
He simply talks to
Come far parte dell'anello?
What's it like to belong to the Ring?
We are very different from the usual communities you can join here in Kormaris. Once you're one of us, we're not going to ask anything of you that you are not ready to do. The only thing we truly require of you is to keep quiet. We work in secret and do not want to let outsiders know who our members are. We shall keep an eye on you. Everything else remains to be seen.
Ok, capisco.
I see.
my husband thinks.
A proposito delle persone scomparse.
About those missing people.
Dimmi quello che sai.
Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Kormaris. One day, he simply didn't return.
Someone's got to do the work.
At first, we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
These are bad.
Non deponi a favore della
Isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me.
That's not what my husband thinks.
They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
Indietro.
I witnessed it myself.
Vatras mi ha dato questo ornamento per te.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water mages.
Se vuoi posso portarvelo io.
I can take the ornament there for you.
I think I'd better take it there myself. But you could come with me.
Someone's got to do the work.
Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
That's not what my husband
Ho
thinks.
bisogno del tuo aiuto. A proposito di quelle persone scomparse, ha detto che mi avresti aiutato.
Vatras said you could help me join a community.
That's what I've always said.
Getting tired of being the underdog, are you?
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
All right, I see your point. I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee.
That's what I've always said.
And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon.
Things like that.
But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the
Can't
militia.
keep anything to himself.
Which community do you prefer?
I don't believe that.
Non lo so, ci penserò su.
I'll have to think about it.
He'd better shut
A
up.
proposito di quelle persone scomparse, ho detto che mi avresti aiutato, che andiamo.
Everybody knows
Insegnami
I'm
qualcosa.
Teach me something.
No, indietro.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
Vi dico il perché sono indeciso. I mercenari servono, a quanto ho capito, solo uno che vuole fare i suoi interessi, come dicevano loro, il proprietario, terriero, eccetera eccetera. D'altro canto voglio vedere quella nave nel mentre parlo. D'altro canto, se ci uniamo alla milizia, che sarebbe la legge, vediamo che la legge qui viene fatta in maniera abbastanza, diciamo, come dire, maniera abbastanza relativa o comunque privata la legge. Quindi la milizia non rappresenta la vera legge. Ricordiamo che la milizia è la stessa che ci ha buttato nella barriera. I maghi dell'acqua sono qualcosa di neutrale, etereo. Non mi piacciono, anche perché non sono un mago, non avrebbe un granché di senso dirmi a loro. Fino a quando ero un mago. Ah, questa è la famosa baia di cui parlavano. Vediamo se riesco ad approdare. Fammi salvare. Qua sicuramente ci troveremo qualche brigante. Qui uso tavoletta di pietra, un'altra tavoletta di pietra. Mollusco spinoso. Questa tavoletta di pietra dovrebbe essere tipo le rune della magia 2.
I can't read that.
Non puoi leggerla, va bene. Se non sono rune, allora dimmi tu che cosa sono. Mollusco bivale.
There you are at last. I've been waiting here for hours. Just a moment. You're not a merchant from town, are you?
No,
Where
non sono
is
mercante.
Baltram?
Chi sei?
Who are you?
I don't see how that's any of your business. But if you must know, my name is Skip. Does that ring a bell?
Who?
No.
Are you telling me you've never heard of Skip? Holy shit! Where do you live? I'm one of Kormaris's most wanted criminals. Me and my boys have been the scourge of the waters around this crummy island for years. Come on, you must have heard of me.
Sei un pirata?
You're a pirate.
Yes, damn it. That's plain to see. And a cross one at that. I'm so bored, I could chew up the planks of my cog.
Baltram, stai aspettando un mercante?
Baltram, you're waiting for a merchant?
Smart kid, aren't you? That's what I just said, isn't it? That good-for-nothing junk merchant seems to have forgotten me. If only I could get my hands on him.
Da dove venite?
Where do you come from?
You want to know where our hideout is? If I tell you that, I might as well invite the militia to arrest me. And, in case you would like to pay us a visit, it wouldn't help you in the least. The island of Kormaris is large, and no one ever gets to where we are anyway. Unless they have a cog or some other ship. And then you'd have to find your way through the cliffs as well. Nobody gets through there, unless they know the secret path. There are only 2 people who know the path, and you're not one of them.
Tantissimi cittadini sono
A lot of
scomparsi.
citizens are missing, and everything seems to indicate that you're not quite innocent in the matter.
Damn it. It's not what you think it is. Do I look like a slave trader to you? No, I only transport goods. What they are and where they come from is no concern of mine. We have shipped all kinds of things for those swine. First, it was just regular stuff. Well, sometimes it may have been contraband. But then they started to kidnap the inhabitants of the city. No idea what they're planning to do with them. All we did was ferry them across.
Dove hai portato quella gente?
Where did you take those people?
I already told you. I'm not going to tell you where our bay is.
Di chi stai parlando?
Who are you talking about?
The bandits, of course. Who else? The filthy scum who are making themselves at home all over the island. And not just here, around Kormaris.
Per me briganti non è abbastanza, voglio un nome.
Just bandits isn't good enough for me. I want a name.
A name? You want to know who's leading the bandits? Damn it! What was that bastard's name again? I just can't recall his name. Even if it wasn't all that complicated. But I can show you where to find the boss of the gang in this part of Kormaris. Have you got a decent map?
No.
Then I guess I'll have to give you a description. There's a very big farm far to the east. The farmer's name is Onar, I think.
Sì.
He's got some fairly large fields. To the south of those fields, there's a small fortress on a high cliff. That's where you'll find your man. I remember his name now. Dexter. Yes, I think they called him Dexter.
Ok. Signori, aspettate un attimo. Rieccomi. Dicevamo, abbiamo scoperto il capo dei banditi e dove praticamente finiva la gente. Praticamente si sono andati allo schiavismo e a quanto ho capito si sono insediati in una vecchia fortezza. Quindi non solo sono banditi, si sono anche insediati bene. Se io prendo così, se io faccio così, no, così, sempre uno, così, sempre uno, così, uno, così. Ah, ecco, con alt prendiamo tutto, ok. Ci deve essere per forza un metodo per prendere tutto insieme. Groviglio della prateria. Non mi saltare, prendi il groviglio. Ok. Qui del pesce che non si rifiuta mai perché siamo poveri e ci serve tanto, tante cose. Cioè, più cose abbiamo meglio è, perché poi le rivendiamo e almeno speriamo di farci qualcosa. Molluschi spinosi, che spero almeno si vendano un po'. Qui è il groviglio della prateria. Mollusco bivale. Mollusco spinoso. Ma i molluschi bivali, se non sbaglio, dovrebbero contenere le perle. Quindi ecco.
Nothing there.
La perla vale 120. Cristallo di roccia, valore 30. Aspetta, quindi un mollusco spinoso. Quarzo dei ghiacci. Cioè tipo a sorpresa.
Nothing there. Nothing there.
In ogni caso, continuiamo il nostro pellegrinaggio in cerca di una perla magari.
Nothing there.
No, vabbè. La speranza è l'ultima a morire in ogni caso. Rieccomi, scusate, ho avuto un piccolo contrattempo. Dicevamo, avevamo esplorato tutto, mancava solo la capanna di Skip, temibile Skip, che a quanto pare gli sto rubando le cose sotto gli occhi e non gli interessa più di tanto. Torcia, tabacco alla mela, martello e ascia arrugginita, cose che insomma non valgono tanto, ma almeno un gruzzoletto riusciamoci a farcelo. Vecchia tavoletta di pietra, una tavoletta di pietra grigia. Che cos'è questa tavoletta di pietra grigia?
I can't read that.
È logico che non lo puoi leggere. Scrittura cuneiforme, somiglia a quella dei Sumeri. Chi dovrei chiedere per tradurre le tavolette? Sandras, probabile. In ogni caso ora torno indietro di nuovo sulla costa e vedo di parlare con qualcuno dicendo che abbiamo delle informazioni sulle persone scomparse. Vediamo di tornare velocemente. Signori, ho fatto 4 bracciate e mi trovo quello. Che cos'è? È il luogo forse dove ci rinchiudono le persone prima di traghettarle, suppongo. Quindi non siamo armati a dovere perché ci stiamo intraprendendo.
I'll never get this open without the right
Sono la
key.
chiave giusta. Vaffanculo, io tutto felice, pensavo di aver trovato un qualcosa di sé che non è la chiave giusta, va. Ci vediamo sulla costa. Rieccomi qui. Parliamo con Larax. A proposito di quelle persone scomparse.
About those... Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corrinus. At first we thought that one of those... But
Ma questo l'avevamo già detto, perché ce lo stai chiedendo? Fine. Questo già lo sapevamo noi. Ora noi dobbiamo trovare un famoso mercante. Noi dobbiamo andare alla tenuta. Sì, dobbiamo andare alla tenuta, signori. Perché dovevamo cominciare a... alla tenuta del coso di Ortar là. Perché abbiamo un sacco di missioni dove commercio dei pirati. Il pirata Skippy mi ha detto che il mercante cittadino Baltram ha degli affari con i pirati. Guai con la milizia. Gli portano via così tanto pesce che non gliene rimane a sufficienza per vivere. Deve trovare qualcuno della milizia che abbia influenza sui paladini e che possa aiutarlo. Dove posso chiedere dove posso trovare Baltram?
Hey, you!
Hey, do you need fish? Get your fish here, fresh from the depths of the sea.
Puoi dirmi qualcosa delle persone scomparse?
Can you tell me something about those missing people?
Missing people? This is a harbor, pal. Things like that are bound to happen. The sea is treacherous and bound to claim a life now and then. Captains of large vessels will always sign on new sailors in a large seaport such as Corrinus to complete their cruise. And if they don't find any volunteers, some people may get dragged off against their will, and then they're gone.
Ti manca qualcuno?
Are you missing someone?
Me? No.
Sai se è scomparso qualcuno?
Do you know of anyone who's gone missing?
No idea. Ask the shipbuilders.
E che nave sarebbe?
What ship would that have been?
Good question. Not many ships have come into Corrinus lately. That is true.
Nothing amazes me
Mostrami il tuo pesce.
Show me your fish.
Pesce? Normalissimo pesce, miei signori. Poi mi sa che io... sì, perché signori mi spiace. Ho dimenticato ho ricaricato un vecchio salvataggio che mi si era bloccato un punto. Quindi devo rimangiare la bacca che mi dà la destrezza, quella che mi dà la forza. E basta. Bene, fatto ciò, siamo più poveri di prima. 315 monete d'oro. Non facciamo niente proprio. A me mi serve un'arma buona il prima possibile. Allora, andiamo al mercato. Lui è l'alchimista, se non sbaglio. Sì, con lui ne avevamo ancora parlato. Ciao Costantino.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
Sto cercando di diventare... Ho bisogno di guarire. Mostrami...
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you gonna sign up?
Voglio prendere servizio come tuo apprendista.
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough for me. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
Cosa devo fare per diventare il tuo
What will I
apprendista?
have to do to become your apprentice?
I couldn't bear yet another dilettante on my conscience. There is a multitude of herbs out there. Used in different variations, they develop the most diverse effects.
Sì, si
You
chiama
probably
Sogno.
don't even know half of them. Here. This is a list of the most important plants. Bring me a plant of each kind, and I might reconsider taking you in as an apprentice.
Ok, fine. Quindi Fellan il pazzo, vabbè. Informazioni perché briganti al faro di Jack, Lucia, il piatto d'oro di Bromor, l'occhio di Inos, l'anello dell'acqua, il mago dell'acqua, l'uomo con la benda sull'occhio, dove sono le persone scomparse, la via verso i quartieri altri, apprendista a Korinis. Prima di poter diventare apprendista devo... Ok, Bosper sta cercando un nuovo apprendista, potrei trovare da Torbet, non mi prenderà come suo apprendista, se riesco a convincere Arad che non sono un fannullone. Bosper. Dov'è Bosper? Leggiamo il libro. Non si può leggere. Qui ci porta a dove eravamo prima. Andiamo a parlare col famoso Valentino, quello che se la tira, insomma.
Hey.
Ok, bene, cosa abbiamo qui?
Well, what have we here?
Have you no manners? That's disgusting. Oh, is this filthy rabble. Haven't you a job where you ought to be? But I suppose no one would miss a down-at-heel fellow like you, hey? Well, if you had as much gold as I do, you wouldn't have to work either. But you'll never be that rich.
I see I'm gonna have lots of fun with you.
And Enos, in his wisdom, did so.
Sembra proprio che dovrò insegnarti le buone maniere. C'è qualcos'altro che devi dirmi?
Do you have anything else to tell me?
Make yourself popular, never promise anything to anyone, take what you can, and watch out that you don't get into a quarrel with the militia. Or with jealous husbands, of course. They're the worst, let me tell you.
I asked you who you are.
I am Valentino, the handsome, bon vivant and ladies' man. Poor in cares, rich in wisdom and gold, and the women throw themselves at me. If you have problems, keep them. I don't need them.
Between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute. And he
Picchiarlo mi
did
sembra
not
inutile perché
succeed.
ci metteremo sempre nei casini come è successo anche all'altro. Ora Bosper, dov'era Bosper? Mi sembra che l'avevo già sentito io.
That's all just gossip.
Io e Torben, Regis, Matteo. Lui posso ormai solo mostrarmi la mercanzia. Fine. Bosper, dove lo trovo Bosper?
Everybody knows by now.
Se non sbaglio ci doveva trovare al mercato. Sì, è l'unica zona dove altro potrebbe essere. Cioè, no, veramente.
And Adanos was pleased with what had arisen. He delighted in
Noi in
all
caso al
the
mercato dobbiamo
beings
fare attenzione a
equal.
non avvicinarci troppo al simpatico. Tu chi sei? Non c'è nessuno a cui possiamo chiedere indicazioni. Chiediamo a lui. Cosa mi dici di questa?
What can you you're now? Where do you want to go?
Verso il distretto del porto, alle caserme, verso la piazza del patibolo, al mercato, verso il quartiere Verto, verso... Grazie per tutto ciò che volevo sapere.
Thanks.
Chi sono i suoi... Cosa sai sui paladini? Voglio entrare a far parte... No, fine. Abbiamo sempre degli stessi problemi. Non so dov'è Bosper. Allora, qui abbiamo il veggente, no? A Bujin. Di lì non possiamo passare direttamente, se no abbiamo Constantine là che ci dice il favore. Quindi intanto vediamo qua dietro ancora c'è qualche borsettina di monete. No, assolutamente. Allora,
Hey,
Hakon.
I am Hakon, the weapons dealer. Every man should carry a weapon these days, especially when venturing outside of the city walls.
Parlami ancora delle zone circostanze. Sai qualcosa sui paladini che amici dei cittadini scomparsi a Korinis?
What do you know about the disappearances of the citizens of Kormaris?
I have seen many pass through the eastern city gate. Some of those who came I had never seen before in my life. And many of those who went out never came back. But what happened the other day was really quite strange. There was this fellow who came here. I think his name is Joe. He bragged that he would soon come into some serious money. He claimed that he knew how to get into one of the city towers where the militia keep their arms. I haven't seen him since, even though I used to bump into him around the same time every day. I reported this to the militia. I thought that maybe he had been caught and thrown into the dungeon. But Lord Andre had no idea what I was talking about. He didn't even know the fella.
He can't keep anything to himself.
Show me your wares.
Ascia la guerra, denti di lupo, acciaio grezzo. Questa forza richiesta 22 armi, una mano, il dente di lupo, La spada corta. Amuleto della bardatura, protezione armi 10, questo qui è anche molto utile. Cintura della milizia, bastone del giudice, ascia della nave. Sono tutte cose che costano e noi abbiamo malapena riusciamoci a permettere. E ci siamo 500 per la spada minima. Fine. Quindi tu sei Bosper? Zuris.
I'm Zurus, master of potions. Do you need an essence of healing or a magic elixir? Then you've come to the right place.
Do you brew your own potions?
No, I either get them from the monastery or I buy them from Constantino, the alchemist. If you're interested in brewing potions, then talk to him. He needs an assistant. But he's too pig-headed to hire someone himself. He's just as stubborn as a mule. He always passes me when he goes out on the East Gate to collect plants for his potions.
Everybody knows by now.
Devo raccogliere esattamente le sue erbe.
Where exactly does Constantino gather his herbs?
He always goes through the eastern city gate here and then disappears into the wilderness to the left. He once told me that just about everything grows there, except for King Sorrel.
I won't tell her a thing from
Costantino ti ha mai detto dove si trova l'acetosella del re?
Has Constantino ever told you where to find King Sorrel?
I once heard him say that the stuff grows near stone circles. Near Lobart's farm. That's a farm near the other gate. There's one of those stone circles. I think it's on a hill. It used to be a grave or something.
Shut up. Everybody knows by
Fine.
I don't believe that. And he works all day.
Baltram, ecco, il famoso Baltram che cercavamo. Credo sia lui. 33.
Hey.
Welcome, stranger. My name is Baltram. Have you come to stock up on food? I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. I don't have much in stock right now, but I'll be getting a new delivery soon.
That's what I've always said. And he works all day.
Stai commerciando. Hai un lavoro per me?
Have you got a job for me?
No, I already have an errand boy. Try the other merchants.
Who says things like that?
Qui diciamo, stai commerciando con i pirati.
You're doing business with pirates?
What? Who told you that?
I talked to one of them. He seems to be waiting for you in his bay.
What can you do? These are hard times. Everybody has to look after his own.
Everybody knows by
Piegare le sequenze. Non avevi paura che ti scoprissero?
Weren't you afraid of getting caught?
That could happen. You found out too, didn't you? But you'll keep your mouth shut, right?
He simply talks too much. Really, how
Cosa sai dei pirati?
What do you know about the pirates?
They live in a remote part of the island of Kormaris. It can only be reached with a cog or some other ship, as far as I know. The citizens of Kormaris fear them, quite rightly so, for they're nothing but a bunch of nasty cutthroats. Still, if you ask me, they're nowhere near as bad as the bandits.
What I heard. Really, how interesting.
What is it you're trading?
I mostly supply them with food. And for that, they give me the finest rum that's to be had in Kormaris.
He can't keep anything to himself. Everybody knows by now.
I could take care of this deal for you.
That would be great. I cannot leave Kormaris at the moment.
Who says things like
Here, take this package and tell Skip not to be so stingy with the rum this time. It should be at least 3 bottles.
Really? How interesting.
That was all I wanted to know.
With my own eyes. Really? How interesting.
Show me your...
That's what I've always said. That's not what I heard. You don't say.
Bisogna compiere informazioni generali. Commercio a Corinus. No. Come si apre il diario? Z, L, M, J, H, G, F.
Everybody knows by now.
Oh.
That's what I've always said. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
These are bad times.
Che tristezza la visuale in prima persona.
That's not what
Inos be with you, stranger.
Ah.
If you're looking for a good selection for the traveler, then you're in the right place.
Okay.
But I'm warning you, if you're planning on helping yourself without paying, I'll call the city guard.
Just a moment. Do I look like a thief?
Bah! You won't be the first one to make off with my things today.
Somebody stole from you.
I can't prove it. The fellow was damn clever. Introduced himself as Ringaroo, if that really is his right name. He's been hanging around the marketplace the last few days. And every evening he gets plastered at the beer stand down the street. I bet the bastard is drinking my money. I only looked away for a moment, and my purse was gone.
These are bad times.
These are bad
Eric
times.
dice che tu hai la sua spada.
Alric says you got his sword.
He can't keep anything.
Do you mean that ragged fellow who traded his weapon to me for a few torches and chunks of meat?
That's him.
I still have the sword.
How much do you want for it?
Well, for you, 50 gold pieces.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Potrei recuperare il tuo
I
oro.
could get your gold back for you.
Oh, and why would you do that?
Dipende, puoi aiutarmi a raggiungere il quartiere più alto. Come ricompensa voglio una parte dell'oro. Sì.
I want part of the gold as a reward.
First, see if you can get my purse back. Then, we'll talk about your reward.
Really, how interesting.
Quanto oro c'era nella borsa?
How much gold was in that purse?
50 gold pieces. That's quite a lot in these crappy times.
Vedrò cosa posso fare.
I'll see what I can do.
Be careful. If you just knock the bastard down, the city guard will get involved. Lately, things have been getting really tough here. Since the paladins came to town, the guards have been cracking down on brawlers. So think of something.
I shall.
Ok.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Devo andare. Magari riesce a darci come... No, aspetta, come si toglie la visuale, ecco. Daron. Ma signori, prima di tutto vi rammento che il tempo è tiranno e ci vediamo nel prossimo episodio.